people, Nina here. So this week I finished reading Slaughterhouse-5, which I'll put here because I borrowed the books. I don't have a physical copy with me. But I finished reading Slaughterhouse-5 and I started reading One Day Everyone Will Be Against This. Both, I'm really loving this one so far, and I loved Slaughterhouse-5. With Slaughterhouse-5, I started reading it during Banned Book Week, and I didn't finish it. I read a few books during Banned Book Week, and I started Slaughterhouse-5, but I never got around to finishing it. And then I picked up other books, and it just got a lot. So this past week, I ended up finishing it, and I absolutely loved it. I didn't know anything about Kurt Vonnegut's writing, and it was both like satirical and like dark humor, but also very sad. So the story follows a character named Billy Pilgrim and how he dealt with being in World War II and like the after effects that came with that, the like mental challenges that came with that and the trauma that came with that. So as like funny and like chaotic as his writing can be, it was also very sad. Like when I first started it, I was like, what is happening? Where is this going? And then by the end, I feel like this is just Kurt Vonnegut's writing style, because by the end I was like, oh my goodness, okay, like I get it now. And yeah, it was just really good, but also really sad. Also shitty that it's a banned book. Like, I feel like this is something people should be reading, and I don't understand why they're not. But also looking at that and then just looking at what's happening in like our current times, I feel like it's important to be reading someone like Kurt Vonnegut. So yeah, there's that one. And then the other one that I read, or started reading, I haven't finished this yet, I'm like halfway, almost done, is One Day Everyone Will Be Against This. And this follows, mainly right now it's where I'm reading, it's focusing on Palestine and the Palestinian conflict that's happening, and the US's involvement, but how it's being approached and how things like genocide, no matter what country it's happening in, are approached, and how it's easier for people to just essentially look away because it's hard for them to grapple with, or they just physically like don't want to, is kind of what I'm gathering. A lot of the information in this I already knew, just because I read a lot. However, I still think it's an extremely important read, and like I said, I'm not quite done with it yet, but so I'll give you a full review when I'm done. I think it's a very important read, especially right now with what's happening in Minnesota with ICE and what's happening in the United States with ICE and Donald Trump. I just think that this is an extremely important read. One of my favorite quotes in it so far, I'll tell you. On page 88, he says, "No, there's no terrible thing coming for you in some distant future, but know that a terrible thing is happening to you now. You are being asked to kill off a part of you that would otherwise scream in opposition to injustice. You are being asked to dismantle the machinery of a functioning conscience. Who cares if diplomatic expediency prefers you to shrug away the sight of dismembered children? Who cares if a great distance from the bloodstained middle allows obliviousness? Forget pity, forget even the dead if you must, but at least fight against the theft of your soul." And I just think that is such an extremely important point to make, and for people to read and to listen, that we can't just hide from these atrocities that are happening. We need to continue to be speaking out. Right now in Minnesota, people are protesting the occupation of ICE coming in to the state, and it's just horrendous and awful what ICE is doing to Minnesota, and what they're doing to other states and what they're going to continue to do under the leadership of the administration and the administration who is backing it. And the same thing goes for somewhere like Palestine, and the occupation of the Israeli army coming in there and forcefully trying to take land that doesn't belong to them and murdering Palestinians as they do it. It's just all horrendous, and it makes me like feel physically sick. However, we can't not talk about it. We can't stop talking about it, and I think it's really important now more than ever to use our voices. And so I would really, really suggest that you read One Day Everyone Will Be Against This. Again, like I said, I'm like almost done with it. Even if you know a lot about what is happening in either the United States or Palestine or Sudan or Congo or wherever it may be, Ukraine, I think there's always room to learn, and it's always really important to learn and to continue to talk about this and speak out. So yeah, that is what I'm currently reading. And like I said, I think it's really important. This was also at my library to read too, so you might be able to find it in your library as well if you don't like have a copy of it. Yeah, but I would really suggest reading this because, again, it's very important that we continue to speak out. And I have a very tiny platform. However, I feel like I need to use my voice, and that's always why I talk about like Palestine and whichever country it may be that's living under oppression, because I just feel like if not now, when? So yeah, that's essentially this summary of this so far is, if not now, when? If not you, then who? A really interesting read so far, really good. So yeah, that is it this week for my reading that I have done. Finished one book, started another, finished Slaughterhouse-Five, started One Day Everyone Will Be Against This. So yeah, that is it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a few more of you here now, so I hope you enjoy my content. It's great to have you here. I love all of you. May all countries live free from oppression, whether that is what is happening with the United States and ICE, whether that is Ukraine or Sudan or Congo or Palestine or wherever. All countries deserve to live free from oppression. I love you all. I will see you next week with a brand new video. Bye!